There is a country in Southeast Asia that does something no other place on Earth quite manages. It gets under your skin, into your blood, and into your dreams. And no matter how far you travel afterward, some part of you is always finding its way back. That country is Thailand. And today, we are going to its 10 most extraordinary places, not as tourists, but as travelers who came to feel something real. We begin where almost every Thailand story begins, Bangkok, a city of 10 million contradictions, where a golden temple sits behind a 7-Eleven, where monks in saffron robes walk past neon signs, where the Chao Phraya River carries everything, boats, incense smoke, flower offerings, and the reflections of a skyline that never quite decides what century it wants to be in. Bangkok does not welcome you gently. It grabs you by the collar and pulls you in. And by the time you find your breath, you are already in love. "800 kilometers north of Bangkok, the noise drops away and something older takes its place. Chiang Mai is Thailand's soul in a way that Bangkok is Thailand's heartbeat. Slower, deeper, more deliberate. The old city is ringed by a moat, and within those walls are over 300 temples, each one a different conversation between human hands and the divine. In November, the sky fills with 10,000 paper lanterns drifting upward. And if you are standing beneath that sky when it happens, you will understand immediately why people come back to Chiang Mai for the rest of their lives. There are places in the world where reality tips over into something that feels borrowed from a dream. The Phi Phi Islands are one of those places. Limestone cliffs rise straight from water so impossibly turquoise it looks artificially lit, and the beaches are the color of things people describe when they are trying to explain perfection. Maya Bay, the bay that the whole world fell in love with through a film, is more beautiful in person than any camera has ever managed to capture, and it is most beautiful of all at 6 in the morning when the boats have not yet arrived and the water is completely, perfectly still. We save the last place for the one that most people never find. Between Phuket and Krabi, in the middle of Phang Nga Bay, there is a small island called Koh Yao Noi that the resort developers have not yet reached. Muslim fishing families have lived here for generations, and the rhythm of the island is the rhythm of the sea. The boats go out at 4 in the morning and come back by noon, and in the afternoon the island breathes slowly in the heat, and there is nothing to do except exist inside the beauty of the place, which, it turns out, is everything. We cannot talk about Thailand without talking about the food, because Thai food is not a cuisine, it is a philosophy. Sweet, sour, salty, spicy, and umami in the same mouthful, in balance so precise it takes a lifetime to master and a single bite to understand. Pad Thai from a street walk at midnight. Tom yum that opens your sinuses and your heart simultaneously. Mango sticky rice eaten on a plastic stool on a Bangkok pavement while the city moves around you. The best meal you will ever eat in Thailand will not be in a restaurant. It will be from a cart. It will cost almost nothing, and you will spend the rest of your life trying to find it again. But here is what no list of places captures, and no travel video fully earns. Thailand is not its temples, or its beaches, or its food. Thailand is the quality of the light at 5 in the morning when the monks collect alms and the streets are still cool and the world has not yet remembered to be loud. It is the smile that is not performed for tourists, but given freely and genuinely. The way people in this country carry warmth as a default rather than a choice. It is the garlands of jasmine hung on taxi dashboards and spirit houses draped in golden cloth, and the understanding deeply embedded in this culture that the world is sacred and should be treated accordingly.
An hour and a half north of Bangkok, the ancient capital of Siam sits in the middle of a river island, and what remains of it is enough to take the ground from under your feet. Ayutthaya was once one of the largest cities in the world. 1 million people, 400 temples, a court that received ambassadors from Europe and China and Persia. Now the temples are ruins and the statues are headless, and the jungle is slowly, patiently reclaiming what it was always going to take back eventually. And in one corner of one temple, a stone Buddha head rests inside the roots of a Bodhi tree that has grown around it over centuries. And it is one of the most quietly extraordinary images in the world. If there is one place in Thailand that most travelers miss, and most travelers regret missing, it is Khao Sok, one of the oldest rainforests on the planet, older than the Amazon, draped over limestone karst mountains that rise from a vast emerald lake like something from the age before humans had a name for beauty. You sleep in floating bungalows on Chao Land Lake and wake before dawn and watch the mist move between the cliff faces while gibbons call from somewhere in the canopy, and the water is so still it reflects the sky perfectly and you cannot tell which way is up. While Ayutthaya pulls the crowds, its older and quieter predecessor sits further north, almost entirely alone. Sukhothai, the dawn of happiness, was the first capital of the Thai nation, and what remains of it is a historical park of extraordinary peace. You rent a bicycle and ride between temples in the morning mist, and the only sounds are birdsong and the soft tick of wheels on stone paths, and the wind moving through the lotus ponds that surround the ancient Buddha statues. Sukhothai, nothing of you except your unhurried attention, and that, it turns out, is the rarest gift you can give a place.